Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Against the Storm and our desperate life or death struggle against a big weird hole in the ground. Already in progress. Food situation's very bad. We also just need more sources of resolve in general. Where is the next trader? A little further out than I would like. Yeah, let's rush you. Things have gotten a little out of hand here. You don't have any food. Well. This doesn't get us any food. I'd love to get Fox Resolve up to the point where our porridge production gets even better, but obviously that's going to require some things. So we're farming where we can farm. We're gathering food where we can gather food. We're making more efficient food where we can make more efficient food. Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything we can do except for opening a glade and hoping it has more food nodes in it, I guess. The food supply's tracking slowly upward. You know, it's non-zero. It's non-zero a lot of the time. So we lost a farmer, and that's pretty bad. I should sell you something. We should do something here. Villagers move 10% faster on roads is great. This is probably not necessary. And then I need to buy 20 value worth of something from you. You know, you have some crystallized dew. That's pretty helpful. We have the inputs for fabric right now. We don't have a lot of fabric, but we will be making fabric. We should be okay on making bricks. We have clay income. So I think I am going to focus on these, even though, like, we have the income for everything. I guess making crystallized dew and making bricks, they both require either clay or stone. And so by buying one of them, we're offsetting our need for the other. Let's just buy 20 of these. That'll get us where we're going. So I'm going to put all my amber on the table, and then we're going to generate 10 more value from something. Maybe sell an awful lot of oil. We could sell way less sea marrow and make that work. Okay, that gets us booming economy, which brings us some boxes of tools and some people and some mouths to feed. But we'll see. We'll see if that turns out to be a bad idea or not. Okay. Next order. Sell goods. Deliver wine. Hold on. Do you have wine? You don't. Okay, so we're not doing that then. If that guy had wine, I would happily just purchase it from him and then sell it, you know, and then deliver it. This get a temple and deliver scrolls actually plays into our goals somewhat. Like, we would like to be able to do this. Wow, metal delivery line plus 40 crystallized. This is an amazing payout. There's just no way we can do it. Did I not? I thought I unchecked avoid glades. No, it's because clicking that is not actually a checkbox. It's not like select this or unselect this. You have to select a different thing. It's radio buttons that are being misrepresented as checkboxes. Okay, so we don't really need to people that. Apparently all of the people got knocked out of this. That doesn't seem right. We lost a lot of folks, I guess. You know, that did happen. The woodcutters finally decided to get their act together. Okay, interesting. An herbalist camp that we no longer need. An inscribed monolith. Envy the lesser species, for they do not know what lies beneath, but in time they will understand. This is 2 harmony decorations. I mean, that's something. We got some more meat together. We got more of this together. But we also got a totem of denial, which can be a good thing sometimes. Unfortunately, these are all really awkward resources. Blocks the ability to sacrifice goods in the hearth. This is 3 points of global resolve and also 4 harmony decorations, so I do think that it's really important that we solve this the right way instead of just burning it, which is very easy. But we have to figure out how we're going to do that. Cooked and raw food, pottery, tools, along with perks and blueprints tied to agriculture. It's not exactly the right kind of stuff. I mean, among these things, what do we even theoretically have the ability to make? None of it, right? We just got a blueprint. And it's really hard not to want to take the tavern here, obviously. But, you know, like, treatment. Treatment's important. This is actually a really awkward set of things for us. So this would give us education. We're already at +1 resolve as well from it, and it will scale upward. You know, eventually it'll scale to be as good as the tavern. We need treatment and we need education, and this isn't really the education building that we want because we have this temple goal. So that being the case, I think it's the tea doctor. But the important part of this is that this does not, you know, for our immediate purposes, no production buildings in that choice. So we don't have the ability to do any of this. So we have 13 tools and we aren't producing anymore. I would really, really, really like to get this sent to the Citadel. The more I look at this, the more I think it is just going to require us to pull another, to call the trader. This could be this could be a really dangerous thing to do on maps where you have the seal to deal with, because the impatience threshold is a much more real timer than it is on other maps. We have a reasonable amount of trade goods, not like an amazing amount. Yeah, we need to get this done, and the outcome of converting it's too valuable. Okay. We're gonna rush this dude. He has to have something. We really, really need him to have something. Our fishing huts are still small, so we can't use the algae pond here. And the rest of this stuff is kind of not actually very good. Honestly, it's a bad glade. It's just a bad glade. Okay, so you do have ale, at the very least. Is it 50? It was 30. Okay. So we have to buy 30 ale, but that enables us to deal with the event. And this should not be an amount of money that we can't generate, although this guy is definitely making my life more difficult by not wanting any of the things that are usually valuable. Yeah, it's a real problem. I guess we're gonna have to give him tools. I can cover some of it with resin. Yeah, and then the rest with tools. It's only gonna be like 2. 3. So I guess I can keep 1 resin, you know, maximum trade efficiency here. Okay. Let's get 2 foxes on fixing this immediately. I suppose it's true that I did just put the foxes in the workstation. The foxes are going to do this instead. Okay. As much as I would have loved to do happy brewing with that instead, you know, 1 problem at a time. Then we're going to need more people working in various places. It does seem like food is slowly trending northward, maybe? We're trying. Okay, our woodcutter's camp has run out of trees. I mean, just, yeah, hack away at this stuff for a bit there, friends. We could direct them toward this patch of, like, super high value trees. How many parts do I have left? 1. So that is enough to establish the second warehouse over here. Yeah, and then we'll put you here, and we'll have you focus on these really, really large overgrown trees that you can cut out without actually knocking anything down. All right. Yeah, and then we're just like, we're absolutely desperate for resolve. Not a lot we can do about it right this second. We got to weather this storm and then... Okay. Plague of Mysteries. So Death and Decay is active, but also almost certainly irrelevant. We did get our beacon tower finished. We can just grab a bunch of meat supplies, I guess. The food's going okay. We're okay on food now. Production rate up. Villagers with low resolve leave towns slower. Honestly, probably Song of Hope for this this particular season. Yeah, let's just play a Song of Hope. Because we can't really do anything to keep people up right now. And what we're waiting for is the opportunity to grab more population. More than anything else. And then we can start building out more of the buildings that we have learned and actually taking advantage of them, but right now we just can't. We just can't manage to run things. That warehouse is slowly getting built. That'll do some real good things once it's settled. This is helping. Production speed of bars and whatever. For every 20 felled trees, global resolve is increased by 3 for 120 seconds. So this is going to be, effectively, global resolve up by 3 kind of all the time. I think it is obvious that we need that. And welcome aboard more bodies. Okay, so let's try to get our housing sorted correctly for the first time in a while. These clay nodes are in the way a little bit. Okay, that's the correct amount of harpy housing. 9. We are short 1 beaver house. We still have enough shelters to hold all the foxes. We can't quite favor up to 24 with these guys, but they are blue at least. We took on some extra bodies, so we can assign some extra people to this, which is important. The trapper's camp now should get moved to here. Yeah, I guess. It'll be fine. Okay, only the main warehouse has the equip slots for the haulers. Alright, I do think we want people hauling. So, in theory, we have the ability to produce crystallized dew. It has started happening. So let's also plan to get the fox houses out, but we are not producing planks quickly enough. That's going to be an issue. We have a tool shop, the provisioner. We didn't pick up an extra plank production building this time. So, yeah, not a ton we can do about that then. It's just going to be a little slow. We definitely want to get some kind of container production going. So I guess for that reason, the provisioner is important. And then also, you know, producing, obviously it's important to produce packs of provisions. We are so close to being able to favor ourselves over this threshold. Alright, it's gonna be... yeah, it's just 3 houses to take care of the foxes. It's not really that bad. Alright, remember, we only have to hold over this threshold for a little while. It doesn't... the other part of the mission doesn't also have to be true at the same time. So let's get that checked in. Oh, right. We have treatment. We didn't need a tea house. Well, vitality is a good side effect in any case. But okay, I'm pretty happy to have this extra resolve going. So, in order to satisfy this thing, we are going to need 15 tools plus the break open here actually is kind of compelling. I definitely would prefer to be doing that though. So we're gonna need our tool shop up as well. We can move the Totem of Denial into our little spooky walled area. That'll cover that, and then we need 7 more points of this stuff. We can actually like start thinking about these things now. 4, 5. So what it's going to be is 6, and this one moves over. And there we go. That's a 7. Okay, and then we got to gain 4 more points of the other thing, which is gonna 4 more points of blue, which is gonna look like there's some thorny reeds in front of the garden, and there's some. What goes at the back? What's gonna block off the back? Just some cages. Please don't crawl over the cages. The spooky totem is here to make sure you don't want to do that. It will scare you away. Okay, Fox Resolve's in a really good place, pushing our reputation hard. And remember, when we get to the phase of the seal that cares about how you've gained points of reputation, it remembers events that have already happened. Fulfill the need for education enough times and have beavers at... Oh, have 22 beavers. Oh, no, never mind. That's never happening. So I guess we're doing this one even though that sucks. I just can't see us gaining 17 beavers, you know? So orders, not really helping us out here this time. I guess we don't need them so badly, but also they're definitely not really helping. Okay, so Hilda has some tools for us, but we don't have a lot of stuff for her. What we can do right now is just take 5. And we can probably generate that much money, right? We have a bunch of leather. And then we could make up... I don't want to sell all the reeds because that's what we're making our fabric out of right now. Should we make another furnace? Or another hearth? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know that that's going to happen this time. So maybe we do just move both of these. Do that. Do this. Sure, I guess somebody who's not a fox can get on that. Okay. And that'll get us another point toward Heart of the Forest. And then we need to open another cache. And the way we will find our next cache is down here. Okay, y'all keep working on that. We will actually make a way through here. The episode's gotten very long, but I just don't feel like there's really been a good stopping point. I hope that makes some sense. It's very easy to get sunk into this game for very long periods of time. Okay, so we're running that out. I'm very worried about the amount of impatience that we've generated. But there's just kind of nothing to do about it at the moment. Alright, it's probably time to unfavor you so that we can favor the harpies during the plague, or during the storm, because we know we're going to need to. Is there anything else for this harvester camp to do? There actually isn't. So we will unequip you. What is this building? You're idling. Why are you idling? Are we out of... Nope. I guess there's a lot of porridge right now. We're still not producing containers. Right. Let's maybe try to fix that. So don't make flour. Packs of provisions are fine, but don't make like a huge amount of them. These can be, yeah. You don't need a huge amount of these at any one time either. But yeah, that'd probably help with the distribution of the pickled goods if we actually had like an object to put the pickled goods in. Okay, it turns out we can't favor the harpies through this. That's pretty bad. All villagers move 50% slower and have a 50% chance of destroying production yields. Plague of blindness is fairly serious. I think I'm going to ring the Song of Hope again. Just try to hold on to as many villagers as I can here. You guys don't actually get anything out of chopping wood right now. I don't know what else you're going to do, but just don't be doing that for the moment. These guys, we still want chopping. I would love very much for this glade to get open sometime this year. All right, caches. Cool, cool, cool. A third stormwater geyser. Probably unnecessary. We will absolutely just tear this down. Because we could really use the containers. And the berries aren't bad either. And we don't have the purging fire. We don't really need the reputation. Like we're gonna reputation cap, I think, well before we finish saving the glyph. So let's do this. I don't have that many foxes. This cache, the run back can be performed by somebody other than a fox. Because we really do want this to be a fox thing because we want this to be active for as little time as possible. All right, but go crush that. And then we can send these back to the Citadel at, I guess it's just the one cache. But okay, 15 tools, or 20 sea marrow to get a whole bunch of food. I prefer to do this because it'll factor into the next stage of the thing, right? I think I would prefer to do this. When's our next trader? 7:20. Okay. Okay, the Song of Hope did in fact save lives. There, or it kept people in the town at least. Impatience grows slower every time you finish a trade route. Probably the kind of thing we need to take really badly, actually. We're now producing provision packs for the first time ever, so that's going to start mattering. I'm going to get a new set of newcomers soon. Yep, we don't actually care what it is we're doing. We just want to get a trade route running as frequently as possible. So 5 people, 7 people feels like a lot, given that we're still not like, I think, 100% stable on food. But here, this can be y'all. You can produce tools and I guess boots, but mostly tools. Mostly tools is what we care about. With no limit. And I don't have the pipes to install a rain engine here, but it might be a good idea to install a rain engine here. Like, we might want to. Well. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea to get the rain engine going. Okay, so this is happening. This is going to help us, obviously, tremendously with our... What do you call it? Help us tremendously with the making of the pickled goods, and that's going to help us tremendously with happiness with the beavers and the foxes. We're still getting a lot of reputation push from the foxes resolve, which feels pretty good. I think we have enough bodies that we can actually operate this now, and thus get the market carts online for everybody, which is pretty important. Yep, there are blight rot cysts, and we probably do need to build a building to take care of that, but it's also worth noting we don't have any parts right now. So when we have parts, this would be the first thing I would like done with them. We do have parts as the result of one of our buildings here. So we need to learn to produce tea. It's pretty critically important. So they are not going to show us. We are not going to get any tea production. I'm not forgetting it, right? It's not like we have it already and I've just spaced. I think we legitimately don't have a way of producing tea right now. And I think it might be the single most important thing we could gain. Yep, I think that's right. Okay, well, because if we could be running treatment out of this, the happiness thresholds that we would hit, it would be so impressive. We could get to 15 amber for a reroll. All right, we are producing tools. Yeah, we kind of just need that trader to show up. Yeah, that's rough, but we do need to keep running trade routes whenever we can. I think the hearth should be well defended against blight. We've got a lot of levels up here, so I'm hoping that the blight rot cysts won't be a problem for at least a while. There's nothing for that harvester's hut to do over here. We can't afford to grow. We can't afford to take the fishing hut design here because I think we need something that produces ale too badly. We may as well take this apart. It's not like a super high priority, but I'm certainly not going to rebuild it, so we may as well get the stone out of it. Okay, so they'll get that figured out. Food supply is still pretty uneven. Yeah, y'all are going to run out of stuff to do fairly often. We probably don't need 2 people on this, but then we also don't have anything specific for them to do. Okay, so couple of things. First of all, we had a trade route come in, so we have the reroll here. Let's do this before we do anything else. Nothing that produces tea. Fantastic. From you, obviously, I would love to get some tools. You don't really have anything else of interest to us, aside from amber. But if we take 9 tools off you now, we can generate some amber that way. The question is, do you value the stuff that we own enough for this to be a sensible thing to do? We have a lot of containers now, so we could probably afford to sell him all of these barrels. Because we have all these barrels, plus we have all the pottery that we're taking out of the thing, plus we're still producing barrels. I think we can sell all of the copper ore. It does look to me like we probably just can't make this happen. This is too much. We can probably buy some of these. Oh, right. Seam arrow's like absurdly valuable. I always forget. Seam arrow's really, really efficient. All right, so let's use this to generate the money for the reroll. The herbalist camp is finished, so we can have other people do the run back on the resources. Get the foxes over here for the time interaction to come down. Okay, that'll score us Heart of the Forest. Then we shall see how things are looking for there. That'll also get us the money for this reroll. Looking for some tea production. Yeah. Should be good. We should be fine. Alright. A drainage bowl. Hey, that's not great. I would love to chase away this drainage mole. or to feed this drainage mole. Neither of which I can do. You're gone already? Yep. Okay, Jorg is coming and he's bringing raw food. Drainage mole, what happens if you don't get... Okay, you destroy everything in the universe. Cool, love to have one of those spawn next to my fucking hearth. So... Yeah, this is very bad. In theory... Okay, what if we... Sorry, what if we turn off eating insects and we move our... oh, I did. You know what? I might have run them out already. So we have a trapper's hut. Sure, do this. Sure with that as well. We have a trapper's hut that I was gathering insects with, but I think I might have gotten the insects. Where is that damn thing? So maybe that's not really on the table. The other types of food that he wants are fish, eggs, and roots, none of which we are gathering by themselves, some of which we're getting as secondary product. Yeah, right now we're gathering meat. There's fish in this pond, but yeah, we're gonna be reliant on... No, we don't have a way. Okay, continuing to pull from the sea marrow will generate some amount of stone. I guess focus on the sea marrow deposit as best you can and try to generate enough stone. Okay, so that just got finished, which means we can now press this button and acquire the Heart of the Forest. Alright, Plague of Fishmen. So we need 5 reputation from events, or we were hoping to get further on this, and then I did not focus on this very hard. Or 5 reputation from resolve. We know that. We are not currently able to get the point of reputation from this event, but if we can make this happen, obviously it'll cover a lot of the rest of the distance. Trade routes are faster by 40%. Silent looting's not bad. Silent looting's not bad. I really wish we had more caches to interact with. The fact that we've gotten so few, I think, has really hurt us. Overall, this has gone like really badly in a lot of different ways. The events we've gotten have not been conducive to our needs, and our resources have been really weird. The nodes that we need are just like not occurring in the world. We can get meat and grain. Grain's not one of the things you know. Hostility decreased. I mean, hostility down by 100 would lower the amount of resolve reduction we're seeing, but it wouldn't save the harpies. Yeah, meat and grain just don't do enough. And we need to be able to produce tea, but the game is like making it extremely difficult for us to be able to produce tea. We're in a grim spot. We're in a really grim spot. Sell tools. I mean, all right. I got to generate some standing. Okay, not much I can do about that. Got to get on the other side of this storm. Yeah, we do have a lot of... We do at this point have a lot of cysts. It would be really nice if we could get rid of some of them. Bonus herbs? Sure. That seems fine, right? Okay, we do have enough amber to re-roll this. Got a building that can produce tea. That's really important. Doesn't solve all of our problems, but it does solve one big problem. Let's... Yeah, just get that installed, I suppose. Doesn't much matter where. We have the resources right off the top. Do I want to build it further away? Well, I mean, if this thing goes off, we just lose. So there's no way that matters, right? Because it'll kill all of our villagers and destroy all of our houses, and yeah. So we are in a position of extreme desperation here. Ah, the stone got used for stuff, right? Because of course it did. Why wouldn't it? Cooked and raw food. It would cost us 2 impatience to call you immediately. It takes you 7 minutes to get here. And we wouldn't have time to finish the event if we waited. But there simply isn't a way to generate... We weren't going to get there on the stone anyway, right? If we get lucky... I'm going to uncheck boots. Please focus on tools. Well, the biggest problem there is that we don't have... We don't have the metal coming in fast enough. Crystallized dew is being produced. We could probably prioritize the crystallized dew above everything else. Yeah, use the resin if you have to, I guess. Herbs shouldn't be a problem, I wouldn't think. But apparently they are. Okay, well, the 30 stone is right here. We could get the 30 stone back out. This guy carries... He's not going to have stone. Cooked and raw food. But if I take the stone, I tell y'all to focus hard on this stuff. Every time you pull, you have a 50% chance to get stone. We had to get to 55? Was it 45? We have 30. Okay, you know what? Maybe it can happen. Maybe we can still make it work. First of all, forced delivery, please. There's a lot of... Oh, well, there's metals in here. Wait, why are there so many metals? Oh, because they're making like a lot of barrels. Stop making barrels for a second. Put back the metals. Hold on. We gotta like micromanage this a little bit. We do need tools. Make the tools happen. Over here. Not here. Here. Put back the stone. For the moment, stop using stone to make more metals. Okay. So the smithy's making the tools as best they can. And we're going to try to make it to 45 stone. I don't think we're going to get to 15 tools, but we're going to see. One thing we could do is throw open another glade. We can speed up. We can miracle of agility to get the time working him down. Yeah, one thing we could do is open up another glade and try to find an event that will reward us with like a windfall of stone or something. We could also... Out of curiosity, is there anything I could break down that would give me this stone? Because it might be worth it if there was. But like, buildings are rarely made directly of stone, right? They're made of brick. And you cannot de-brick a brick. You cannot return it to its component pieces. So we're probably just out of luck on that one. Finishing fox villagers would be really nice. It gets us parts. It doesn't get us direct. None of this stuff gets us directly any of the things that we need for this reward. All right. I don't think I have stone marked as usable in anything else. Yeah, I don't have the brick makers using stone. So I guess let's just see. We don't have to generate that much, but we do have a pretty limited time in which to do it. Do we need newcomers? We probably don't at this moment. I was going to say if they bring stone with them, we'll take them. But for the moment, I think no. So I'm fairly sure the stone is just going to pile up 32. Okay. While we're working on this, let's turn off crystallized dew production here. You know, maybe we do put the dye in the tea. I think probably just go ahead and use whatever. Again, probably specifically not drizzle water, I guess. Although also we don't have any drizzle water. I forgot. The tea also needs to be put in containers. Of course it does. That makes sense. Where did my stone go? Oh, hold on. Is there a recipe that's still using stone somewhere? Because the stone got pulled for something. And we don't have a lot of other recipes, right? But all of a sudden 0 stone in hand. I wish there was an easier way to be like, locate this resource. They want to be selling stuff. We could sell a bit of porridge. I don't think we want to sell a bunch of dyes. Okay, so I was just making sure the stone wasn't like gonna turn back up somewhere. Like if it had been grabbed for the alchemist's hut, but then we paused and removed stone from their set of ingredients. So I don't know what building would have claimed that stone then, because we don't have. This is like our cluster of recipe buildings, right? The tools are getting made. Maybe we get the tools fast enough. That's what, 11 and 14? Okay, I think we're actually going to get the tools fast enough. Okay. Crisis averted. Narrowly. And that's a point of reputation from event, so that's gonna push us up on Blood of the Stag. And then I don't know what the fuck happened to the other stuff, but it's gone. Alright, boots are worth making if you can make boots. For some reason, the harpies are just like... The hostility of the forest alone is pushing through the harpies. Yeah. That's not very good. We got a lot of trees. We cut down a lot of trees. Other negative 300. Oh, this guy's, yeah, provide, right. That's why. Well, we can favor them through it. All right, tea production is occurring. Drainage mole is under control. Yeah, I think we're gonna stay off of the newcomers. We can sell oil. We can sell probably a bunch of oil. 60 oil? We still have like crazy amounts of sea marrow. Go ahead and move that. I think bigger trade route moves get you more standing. But don't quote me on that. So we're going to be 3 of 5 mortal blood, 4 of 5 blood of the stag in a second here, which is not like totally ideal. All right, you guys are cool. I do need... I guess we should turn off treatment for just a moment. Let me stockpile some tea and finish Fox Villagers so that we can finish our Blight Post. Because otherwise we're going to be running into trouble there. Okay, Blood of the Stag went up. Good news, good news. This is still that same thing. Alright, as soon as the tea is in the stockpile... Fire that, and then turn treatment back on. It's so weird that you can't actually activate and deactivate it on a building by building basis. But yeah, that's going to keep people's resolve levels really, really high. And you can see, like I said, we capped this out long before it could possibly matter. So at this point, what we need is... Well, we don't have a building that can do education, and we don't have a building that can do scrolls, right? So we would need more than we can get from a single recipe. Unless you want to sell me the ability to get, what do you call it? The ability to, well, like one of the blueprints that produces one of those things. Let's buy... I honestly don't even know what. Give me all your tools here. We probably shouldn't have this many provision packs. Did I not put a limit on those? I did. Okay, well, I mean, something weird's happening, but whatever. Okay, we don't need too many of these. Gosh. We need more than I would like, though. 0 of 8. Well, alright. Whatever, just get some stuff built. We are starting to fulfill our service needs, but also we don't hold on, we don't care about this stuff anymore. Why am I so worried about it? We should probably... Okay, we're generating more Blight Rot cysts. That's fine. Nope. Close. Yeah, we're just going to have to dig through into another glade. We got to open up another event of some kind. So... Okay. Some of these resolve values are pretty fucked. Also, this herbalist camp needs to be moved. Good news. We found a bunch more mushrooms. Sadly, no shortcuts to them. This is just going to be a long, long run for everybody. Alright, so there's a little bit of firefighting going on. We're getting through some of it. We're probably in a good enough spot here that we are not going to see... we're not going to see anybody actually die. Or, you know, from the event that fills that up. Okay, wow, you really don't want to be producing those goods. Okay, 3 roots per minute is kind of whatever. Packs of provisions for villagers is the only thing here that does anything. And it's not good, but it is free provisions, which I guess means I'm probably going to turn off this. Which means we probably don't actually need 2 people on this anymore. Alright, could you please finish the job? Show me something that can earn me 1 point of reputation. Is that really the event? Fallen Harpy Scientists? Are you fucking kidding me? So this is partial. Once again, we don't actually know. It might be enough because we don't know exactly how much reputation we have accumulated here. We have no amber and not enough of these other resources to pay for the funeral, which is the thing that we probably ought to do. Next trader, 7 minutes. Okay. Well, what we do have is enough resources to send this to the Citadel, so let's start there. And hey, look at all this, look at all this farmland. The way this is situated, I wonder if we could run a single garden that would get all of it. The answer is no, not quite. No, actually, if we put this right here, I lose a single tile, but we'll be able to run the rest of it off of a single farm. I don't know if they'll actually be able to operate all that land in that time, but we're certainly going to try. Alright, so when this cashes in, is this enough to push us over? Never mind. Apparently Mortal Blood finished while we were hoping. Okay, so have 80 amber on hand, or fulfill complex needs and also service needs. I mean, we're trying to do that stuff, or deliver so much metal. Yeah, there's no way we're going to get to 10 parts, right? But crystal feathers honestly is not out of the question. Traders arrive quicker. Ends up being relevant, I think. So then we don't have to pay for the funeral. We could just rob the dead. Take a hit to Harpy Resolve for a while, but yeah. I think that's the move. Sorry, y'all. Just don't think about it. Pretend it's not happening. Okay. So we're not really concerned with fulfilling our orders anymore. It is theoretically possible that the Queen's feathers could just like go off, right? If enough people partake of needs, theoretically have the possibility of producing enough pickled goods to make this work. Pickled goods would be a higher priority, but also obviously we're having the problem of having enough containers. And the containers are bottlenecked by the metal. Well, you know, now that we're not actually interested in... Well, let's keep somebody on this, because the boots are still good. Now that we're not actually interested in opening stuff up anymore, we don't need to be using metal for anything other than the barrels. So let's, I suppose, put that to work like that. What do you want? Reeds? I will sell reeds. That seems fine. Extra amber, potentially very useful. And you know what? We could probably part with quite a lot of porridge as well. Although, actually, my total food supply suggests that maybe this is a bad idea. And they're certainly not trying to give us very much money for it. "25 seconds to the next trader." Yeah, you can see, like, this is absolutely gonna get done if we can just get some complex foods. We don't need to pay all that money. Okay, is there a compelling reason for me to actually fulfill the ore thing at this point? It has 20 pickled goods accompanying it. We're not producing pottery in the end, so she doesn't have any complex food of her own, which is really annoying. This would be a really good time to have that. This would be kind of cool, but obviously we're not super interested. So, like, I have to decide whether I want to try to push this far enough or whether we just want to throw everything in for her amber and try to get to 80 amber as quickly as possible. We have enough sea marrow to get all the amber trivially. What would it cost to also get 40 ale? $60 value? I mean, we have 20 oil left, so I wouldn't be out of combustibles. Like, we'd still have stuff to burn. And then I can also give away... We're, like, a lot less interested in using parts as parts at this point, so... Why not just do both? And then we have the amber for who knows what we might need the amber for. So I'm going to go ahead and exchange that for that. That gets us more food to help fulfill our complex food needs. And we have... See, the problem is we only have 17 people who eat that food. So I don't know if I think this is going to actually fulfill or not. Well, but we have 17 people who eat that food, plus we have the porridge. I don't know. We gotta wait a second for our trade route to come in anyway, so... I guess let's see. It would be really nice to not have to spend the 80 amber, though. Plague of Snakes means -5 to global resolve. Pretty not great for us, if I'm honest. Yeah, it seems like we're just not... This is a thing that would be easier to fulfill if we had a greater population. People are not partaking of the needs fast enough. There's the amber. Maybe we just hit it, because we got enough time to figure out whatever else is necessary, right? I'm just gonna hit the amber. Okay, so burn a million cysts, probably not. The game didn't pause when I opened the menu, which is weird. Complete 2 Forbidden Glade events. Yeah, okay, we can do that. We can do that. Glade event. Where's the next Forbidden Glade? There's another one around here, right? Yeah. Okay, this is extremely doable. Let's get you all up here. And it's not even very many trees to cut down to get into this glade, which is nice. I will take some ancient glade, or some ancient hidden tablets, sure. We might end up needing those in the glade events. You, we're going to move down and start cutting through all this stuff. It's not entirely ideal, but we'll make it work. Let's assign a couple of people. Okay. Need to get some things done. Mushroom production, you know, whatever. Kind of whatever. Kind of, actually, sort of, whatever. Could I possibly get... If we were to get coats running... I'm looking at fire essence and thinking like maybe for the first time ever. Do we have coats here? No. And I don't have access to coats from any other building that we've picked up, I don't believe. Nope. Okay, well. Yeah, that's fine. If we got coats going and we did some favoring, I mean, it still wouldn't be enough. All right, what is the event here? It is Fishmen Outpost. Look at all them fishmen. So we can bribe them to go away. Wow. Poison food supply. Every villager has a 25% chance to just die when they eat. Pretty grim. We're actually doing pretty well on stone. So a quick hunt down here seems like it's a possibility. We also have a cache that doesn't have anything relevant in it. And some other things that we don't care about. Stone. Do it. Commit. Let's make sure all the stone gets run out there, and then they'll just continue to grab stone whenever we gather some, and yeah. The next trader coming in is metal, fuel, tools. Okay, so a useful kind of trader is next, and that trader is pre-storm. Good to know, good to know. Actually, can you all get this one too? And I think, actually, that being the case, we can probably unassign these two. We don't really need that anymore. And then that means these two can become beavers. And we can at least get a little bit more wood, you know, while we're doing the thing. Although I suppose I could also... Maybe the better thing to do is to grab this and move it over here. And assign some people to it. What don't we need right now? There's got to be buildings operating that don't need to be operating. We definitely need that firing. I don't want to take on more folks, you know, but... I built a field kitchen. Everybody disregard me. Don't know how I built a field kitchen instead of a farm. Yeah. I guess they're right next to each other. It's embarrassing. But okay, more bodies on this. Let's try to focus here. As soon as that tree goes down, there we go. We can get a little deeper. And we are low on food. It's a thing of concern. Okay, so they got all of the stone pulled in. These thieving fishmen are stealing our food, but this sucks. He got here a little fast, and I don't actually know if we are ready. Like, I don't know what we need yet. My dude, you must hang out. Okay, well, what can we buy from him just in case? We have a bunch of ancient tablets, and sometimes you need ancient tablets, but do we think it's going to be that many? We have amber. Sometimes you need amber. Here, we're bringing in Sea Marrow pretty quickly, so we can probably afford to put all this on the table. Packs of provisions are probably low value at this point. Like, we can definitely afford to part with some of these. And then, like, beyond that, I don't really know We might need amber. Pretty hard to say. I'm gonna guess probably not. Maybe not. We'll say maybe not. And then I can make up the difference in provisions. Okay. Hopefully, whatever is in here, you can solve it with just tools. Certainly happens. Okay. We are deep enough that we can unlock that event. And as soon as those fishermen stop stealing all of our food, we'll have resolve again. It's going to be a rough storm, but I think we'll be okay. This one has felt rough, I got to be honest with you. Discover 2 glades. All right, well. Let me get this one open before we go considering anything else. I think we have a very thin wall to some glades in some other locations, so it probably won't be a big deal to do that if we need to. Oh, right. These are the big trees. Don't focus on those. Focus on the little ones and get the shit done. It is taking them so long to do this. It is like they are mocking us. Okay. Jesus. Hey, it's just a worm. We got the tools for this. You guys. It turns out purchase a bunch of tools was absolutely the correct solve for that. And sure, trade routes are faster. Whatever. None of those end up mattering. And we got a bunch of caches and whatnot. Okay. All right. Okay. That's enough, everybody. So this should be, yeah, just 3 minutes from now. Okay. Whew. We're absolutely fine on impatience. That got a little ugly. Yeah, that got a little ugly. We're fine. It's fine. We're fine. So I'm not playing the most efficiently, and I think if we were, well, I was gonna say I think if we were on Prestige, we might have been in trouble. But honestly, we earned a lot of points of reputation that didn't actually go into the bar because of the fact that we were capped while our resolve was blue, and we were finishing Glade events while we were capped and stuff. And considering the fact that every time you actually earn a point of reputation, impatience goes down, I wonder if we might actually be in a better place impatience-wise and still with the bar fall if we had been on Prestige 2 doing this. I actually think there's a pretty good chance. Because like the thing that makes impatience dangerous on these is that your bar fills up, so you stop getting the reduction. Making it harder to fill the bar is actually making things easier as long as you are continuing to work, which we always are, right? Okay, did we do it exactly the way I would have liked? No, obviously. But the important part is we did do it. The gold seal for the first time ever. Welcome to level 14. What the hell is that? Okay, it's a new trader. I was like, that's not, is that a species? That's a pretty good building some of the time. Some new cornerstones. I feel like you don't, if you say fedora, you don't need to say hat. A fedora is a kind of hat. Yeah, all right. So back to the world map here. This is a whole new level of the thing. What is this? Hi. Is this a credits roll? Did I win? This is a credits roll. Okay. I was expecting that This seems like kind of an arbitrary moment to roll the credits. They didn't really tell us, like, hey, that's it. That's the last one. You done it. But I guess we win. There's more distance to cover. There's more space out there. I don't know. We might keep going. I don't imagine these credits are going to be super long, and I do think the game they have made is extremely good. So I'm going to let the credits roll here. Marketing consultant party elite is kind of funny. I guess that makes sense. If you're like, how do I get strategy gamers to buy my video game? That would be one of the people to talk to. Yeah, so obviously I'm still having a lot of fun. I didn't feel like it was over. There's so much space left on the leveling tree. It does seem very strange for it to just suddenly end. When we get back to the map, we'll have a look. My guess is that the rings are going to continue to advance 5 prestige levels each. And I believe that I know that Prestige 20 is the top difficulty. So will we try to keep going until we get a Prestige 20 seal? Maybe. Probably. There's a lot of art in these credits. This would be done already, I think, if there were not a very impressive looking crest every so often. But yeah, I think I'm down for more. I think we are not yet finished with Against the Storm. I have to say, I was a little slow to come to this. A lot of people recommended it. I have not loved the sort of like city building ladder of refinement, ladder of resource refinement type games for the most part. But this does a really good job of capturing sort of the part of it that's interesting right before it becomes aimless. That is the problem I have with a lot of those other games. And so I think they've done a fantastic job of like finding the root of the part that people like and then just cutting off the rest of it and finding a way to make a plant that is effectively all roots. It's all the good stuff, and you don't have to worry about the bad stuff, because by the time you get to the bad stuff, it's over, and you just do the good stuff some more. And I think that's kind of how I feel about their campaign structure here too. Is I'm just going to keep. They were trying to cut something off here, but I'm good to keep going. There is more good stuff. I do wonder how difficult it's going to get. But like, again, as long as you can keep producing reputation, you're not really running into problems until you run out of ability to produce rep. So like, yeah, as far as we can see, the map does go out another 4 rings, right? So like this would be the Prestige 5 ring, then here 10, then here 15, then here 20. Yeah. So I don't know. Let's see if we can take it out there. I'm actually pretty curious. Select the compass icon to finish the cycle. And let's end things. Let's all here end things together. So this was also, I will say, this was the first time that I felt like the seal fragments were actually a limiter on the length of the campaign. Like I was worried about getting enough seal fragments in time. This is going to be minimum difficulty Prestige 5, so we're going to have to, work ourselves up 5 more prestige per thing. But yeah, so I guess in a sense we won, and let's all enjoy that. Let's all just soothe ourselves in that. We've got the Viceroy's cape. We've proven ourselves as a Viceroy. And now let's try something harder. And if we don't do it, then we can at least say, hey, we did do the other thing. We did win. All right, what else is up this line? The ability to start with a big foragers camp. That's kind of interesting, but without more embarkation points, it's hard to say that, it's hard to imagine us ever taking that. This thing, making all of the embarkation bonuses 20% more, is definitely interesting. What do we have up this line? +5 to the storage capacity of all your buildings. Alongside the haulers, I bet this means that your like gatherers almost never actually run resources. That's probably pretty good. And frogs reveal the location of the nearest ruin, which I think is probably not actually very compelling. Bonus rerolls, bonus fabric for every settlement is something. Being able to pick the kind of farm you'd like to start with is kind of neat. How high does the leveling system go? Okay, 20. Ooh. Delivery line embarkation bonuses. That seems very good. Training gear in particular. Like almost everything that requires complicated resources to resolve allows you to use training gear. Plus, you can use training gear to open, to break open caches, right? Like, maybe we should go up that line. Yeah, 50 coats to start with your harpies so that you can make it through the first storm. Newcomers bring more resources. And then, yeah, we can pick that up as soon as we hit the next level. I think that makes a lot of sense. This one seems phenomenal. Okay, so that's going to be our focus. And yeah, we are not done here. A victory was scored, but further victories are still possible. So, no, gold seals we're not interested in. So we have one that's directly north and the other one's directly south. Yeah, interesting. Well, we know that we saw the deed for starting next to a fertile ground modifier. We know we haven't hit that yet, so we may as well head to that. But I guess we can kind of take our time, right? We know that we're going to have a lot of sort of swinging around and potentially the ability to like double back in terms of like the amount of map we get to cover now that we have 4 spaces of movement. But we're going to have to do a lot of settling. Yeah, okay, we might do something like this. In any case, that was very long. This has definitely been broken up into 2 episodes. Thank you all so much for watching both of them. Sometimes you just get sucked in. I was in the flow. I didn't want to break it. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, hopefully I will be able to control myself a little bit better. The clock, I mean, listen, the clock's not the most important thing. The enjoyment is the most important thing. I was really enjoying myself. So come back next time when I will, I'm sure, be doing more of that at least. And we'll see you then.